Hello friends, welcome to Mirror's Reflection once again today. Hope you are all well. जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि हम लोग आपके लिए मोटिवेशनल वीडियोस लेकर आते हैं। आज भी हम लोग ऐसे ही कुछ टॉपिक लेके आए हुए हैं जहाँ पे आप लोग ये मोटिवेशन तो ज़रूर ले सकते हैं एज लाइक आवर प्रीवियस वीडियोस एंड कीपिंग द ऑनगोइंग सेशन टुडे वी आर हियर with a very interesting one. Today's mirror is going to reflect the topic for respect and protect for women. It was once the warrior hero Bhishma told Yudhishthira that a society which do not respect women will just perish. As we all know, in our epics Mahabharata and Ramayana, the great epics of Hindu religion. In Mahabharata, the 18-day battle was held because of the disrespect for women. When Draupadi was insulted and the ongoing consequences which followed on carried on to a massive battle which we have found in Mahabharata. Also in Ramayana, it was the Sita when got abducted as a way of a disrespect for the woman community. The Lankas and the war began, and the corresponding consequences are here as an example for all of us as a true fact. So it is something that today's society has been aware of, are now opened up to a lot of educations and sensible informations wherein we are now changing our mindset from a patriarchal society, male dominated society, to respect women, and we are allowing our mindsets to get changes and women are coming in front. Also, it is not always the uniform picture, I should say, throughout India. There are some, and there are villages, there are some remote places, and also in the societies and the city lives also, there are incidences wherein women are insulted, assaulted, killed. In the child stages, they are assaulted, child laborers are being harassed, and so many things are going on, and so many things are in front of us every day in the newspapers. But still, women are coming in front and they are getting opportunities nowadays, and it is the way of our outlook that we should have a proper respect for them, to come up in the society, to come up in the workplaces, to come up in the homes, and also if we can do so, it can be helping us to build a strong nation. Now coming to the part of the sessions today, let us see how these women are getting into the picture in the workplaces. As we all know, in the workplaces now, more and more women are coming up to take the job as a profession. So in the workplaces, they are equally working hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder with the men. In case of education, in case of civil services, in case of public sector jobs, in case of private sector jobs, in marines, in defense, everywhere women are being given the opportunities, and they are interestingly taking up to serve the nation, to serve the country. So in every places we will have to work in equality, and we have to change our mindset that they are also an equal opportunity individuals to come up in every spheres of working places. So now even the working mothers, even the mothers at home, they also aspires to achieve their dreams which they would have thought in their previous life to have a career in practical life. They would like to take up a job, they would like to have a business entity which they can also run. So in the workplaces also, it is the fact that they are now coming in numbers. They are showing interests, and they are being given the field wherein they would be getting the respect coming into the fact that they are also able to work hand in hand with the physical dimensions and also with the intellectual part to take up decision makings, to take up important responsible chairs which they are also taking up and executing the responsibilities in renowned organizations and also in government workplaces. In the workplaces, if we can see that there is a mix of individuals of women and men, it is the psychological and thought process difference wherein a man and a woman thinks. So if a given project is being offered to be handled by an individual who is a man and the same project is being given to be headed by an woman, the approach and the salient features of the ongoing, depending on the, definitely the experience will definitely be there, but the approach will definitely be different because there are thought process and psychological differences on a given object and a given situation which a woman thinks and a man thinks. So it might be common, but it might not be. In case of critical emergencies, in case of the workplaces, women have been given the opportunity, and they, on given up the opportunity, they have taken a lots of important decisions which have driven the organizations to safety. It has been the fact that there are differences in thoughts, naturally there are differences in the physical strength, definitely, but in the workplaces we should respect and we should give them the opportunity to come up more, to take up their sensibilities and contribute more for the organizations and in the workplaces. And now if you look in case of the perspective of homes, without women we cannot think of the complete home actually. So it is a very familiar picture to all of us, and in a male dominated society it is that the women have to carry on with their homely jobs and have to take up and look after the families, and men will be going out and he will be earning the money, and woman has to cook and look after the children. That is that the situations are now being changed a lot nowadays, and definitely in case of the homemaking also, a working woman also is found to be a very good homemaker with her families she is looking after. Despite of all the home responsibilities, she is also going out to take up a 9-to-5 job or a 8 hours duty or a part-time duty in different sectors. So in homes they are taking the pains, so we should have a considerable sensations about their way of working, about their position, and we have to come up to a cooperative attitude in families so that the women in the family do get the respect for whatever they do, because their every contribution of the jobs, whatever they do throughout the day, contributes the whole day, and they forms what it is called the bonds to stand the home, to stand the respect and the pillars on which a family grows up. So in home also we should not treat them as with disrespect. We should take up our mindset and we should offer them that they are of importance, and without them the family cannot be complete. Now the women empowerment principles, if we can have a discussion now, there are different principles on which the women should have to be empowered. Now in the process, the first principle will be we have to establish a high level of corporate leadership for gender equality. So it is a leadership quality in case of the corporates, in case of the workplaces, that genders should not be discriminated and women should be given an equal opportunity. The first principle. The second one, treat all the women and men fairly at workplaces, respect and support human rights and non-discrimination. That is the second part, that's respecting for the women in the workplaces. Principle 3, ensuring the health, safety and well-being of all women and men workers, ensuring safety. Third, the fourth, promoting education and trainings. Nowadays, much of women are expressing their interest of taking up trainings and updating them to the changes of the times. A very recent news from the IT giant HCL Technologies. They have taken up an initiative of recruiting the working women who have lost their careers at some point of time because of their responsibilities in the family. This company is calling them up to give them an opportunity to again take up the job to pursue their dreams again, although they may be a mother, they may be the homemaker. So this is a very encouraging and motivating aspect which HCL Technologies has now came up and they have announced. So the next principle is implementing the enterprise development, supply chain and marketing practices that empowers the woman. The next, promoting the equality through community initiatives is very important. So in community initiatives means working in groups, if it can be employed and if it can be motivated, a lot of changes and a lot of good results may come up. And the last, measuring and publicly reporting on the progress to achieve gender equality. So if they have achieved something in the workplace, if they have achieved in the society, the progress has to be reported, that has to be brought to the limelight that yes, they have also done. It is not that every time men are contributing, the women are also contributing to the society, and their achievements has to be reported to the society, bringing them to the limelight. Recognitions and awards should be given periodically as a part of the motivation. In the nation as a whole, we see they have come up and they have contributed a lot. We have to join hands more, though it has changed a lot. The society is coming up and society is changing. Definitely we welcome the women to come up, to take up the respective positions, to build our nation a healthy place to live in. Hope today's video is of motivation today for all of you. If you do find it interesting, do have a like and share the videos and subscribe the channel, and obviously put on the bell notification for the upcoming videos. So that's all for today, friends. Thank you.